Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. In today's video, we're continuing east on US-98 overlapping State Road 80 on Southern Boulevard. We begin at mile 662 in unincorporated Palm Beach County. Southern Boulevard now carries 4 lanes in each direction, separated by a landscaped median. Palm trees, decorative plantings, overhead signs, and moderately spaced intersections reflect the route's transition from the western suburbs into the heavily developed West Palm Beach area. Although this is still a major east-west highway, the road now feels more like an urban expressway than the rural highway we followed around Lake Okeechobee. We now cross Florida's Turnpike, also designated as SR-91. This is the first and only time US-98 crosses the Turnpike during its journey across Florida. This isn't a conventional diamond interchange. The ramps connecting directly with Southern Boulevard serve the northbound Turnpike, while southbound Turnpike traffic uses a separate connection along Pike Road north of here. Northbound, the Turnpike heads toward Jupiter, Fort Pierce, and the Orlando area. Southbound, it continues toward Lake Worth Beach, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. A major construction project is widening the Turnpike and rebuilding parts of the interchange, with work scheduled to continue through early 2030. Traffic is suddenly backed up because of a crash farther ahead. Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office vehicles and a recovery crew are occupying the right side of the highway, forcing traffic into the remaining lanes. While we work our way through the congestion, we enter Royal Palm Estates. This is a small census-designated place, also known as Fruity Acres, and it shouldn't be confused with the much larger incorporated village of Royal Palm Beach further west. Royal Palm Estates had an estimated population of 1,369 as of 2024 and covers only about 3/10 of a square mile. Southern Boulevard forms the main transportation corridor through the community, although most of the homes are located along the small residential streets on either side. Palm Beach International Airport is now on our left, with access provided from Australian Avenue. The airport opened in 1936 as Morrison Field, named for aviation advocate Grace Morrison. Its first scheduled airline departure was an Eastern Airlines flight bound for New York, and the property later served as a military airfield during World War II. Today, the airport handles more than 8 million passengers annually. Southern Boulevard follows the southern side of the airport property, passing closest to its runways, maintenance facilities, and private aviation operations. We now reach the Diamond Interchange with I-95 at exit 68. Southbound I-95 heads toward Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami, while northbound traffic continues toward Jupiter, Stewart, and Fort Pierce. This is another familiar highway from earlier 504 road trips and one of the busiest north-south routes along Florida's Atlantic coast. We now enter the city of West Palm Beach as the expressway-style section of Southern Boulevard begins giving way to a more traditional urban arterial. West Palm Beach was created by Henry Flagler as a residential and commercial center for the workers and businesses supporting his Palm Beach resorts across the lagoon. The city was incorporated in 1894 and is the oldest incorporated municipality in Southeast Florida. West Palm Beach had an estimated population of 127,733 as of 2024, with a median household income of $74,478 and a median owner-occupied home value of $480,700. Nearby attractions include the Norton Museum of Art, the Palm Beach Zoo, City Place, Clematis Street, and the downtown waterfront. We cross US 1 on South Dixie Highway. Southbound US 1 continues through Lake Worth Beach and Boca Raton, while northbound traffic heads toward downtown West Palm Beach, Riviera Beach, and Jupiter. We're also crossing our own tracks here, returning to a location we filmed just over a year earlier during our northbound US 1 series. We now climb onto the Southern Boulevard drawbridge across the main channel of the Lake Worth Lagoon and the Atlantic Intracoastal Waterway. The current bascule bridge opened to traffic in 2022, replacing an older bridge dating from 1950. It provides 21 feet of clearance when closed and a wider navigation channel for boat traffic. We land briefly on Bingham Island, part of a small group of mangrove islands protected as an Audubon wildlife sanctuary. The islands provide valuable habitat for herons, ospreys, pelicans, and other coastal birds. A low fixed bridge carries us off Bingham Island and into the incorporated town of Palm Beach. Mar-a-Lago is now on our left. The landmark estate was built in the 1920s for serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post and later converted into a private club. We can see a heavy police presence, construction barrels, and controlled traffic around the property, either due to construction or due to the high-profile figure who lives at Mar-a-Lago part-time. Here at the roundabout, both US-98 and SR-80 reach their eastern termini at SR-A1A, although there isn't an end US-98 sign posted. Because construction and traffic control leave us with no option other than turning south, we'll include some bonus footage along A1A and get a brief look at how the other half lives. This concludes our lengthy US-98 series, covering 962.5 miles from Bude, Mississippi to Palm Beach. For our purposes, US-98 ends at mile 671.4 within Florida. Published route data lists 670.959 miles in the state, leaving a difference of roughly 0.4 of a mile. That discrepancy could reflect cumulative measuring methods, route changes, or an error in our own mileage log. Stay tuned as we return to the 504 and do some touring closer to home. We conclude today's video and this series just ahead. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.